Welcome back to Plant Revelations, and today I want to talk to you about 5 plants that will light up your garden and warm your bones, warm your cockles during the winter when you're feeling a bit down. They all flower around about January, February time in the UK, so that's USDA zone 8B to 9A where I am. They're all pretty tough and hardy, as long as you've got similar microclimate to us. And the first plant I want to start off with is the witch hazel, which is Hamamelis cross intermedia. It's a hybrid between 2 different species. And it comes in a real range of colours. Flowers for about 4 to 6 weeks. It's got a lovely spicy scent on a summer day. This one doesn't smell that much. You find that the red-orange ones don't smell quite as good as the yellow ones. They vary massively in colour. Some are really dark red. I think this one might be Diane. There's Janella, which is paler orange but much bigger flowers. Arnold Promise is a lovely pale yellow one with really large flowers too. So they do vary quite a bit. As you can see with this big shrub, they actually grow wider than they do tall. Technically it's a tree. They can take up quite a bit of space and they only flower for a small amount of time. So might not be the best choice for a small garden, although there are dwarf varieties you can try. And you can keep it reasonably in check with pruning. It likes a partial shade to full sun, free draining, and it will get some lovely reddy orangey leaves in the autumn too. So number 2 is Mahonia bealei. Now there's other varieties like Midwinter Sun and Charity, which flower before Christmas or around Christmas time. And this one flowers just afterwards in January. Flowers again for about a month. Excellent for bees when they do come out on warm days during winter. And it has just like the witch hazel, that has a fantastic scent. This one will grow in dry shade. The witch hazel that I talked about will grow in dappled shade, and it likes free draining ground. But this one is actually growing right underneath a beech tree and a laurel tree, so it's super dry shade. And apart from leaning towards the light a bit, it's coping really well with it. They do sometimes get nice purple berries, which the blackbirds like to eat. And if it gets too wayward, you can just chop it hard back after flowering, or thin it after flowering. Number 3 is this pretty little Cyclamen coum. Comes in white, pale pink, or like a rich dark pink, which is my favourite. And it flowers from December through to March, depending on the weather. Sometimes has a break. And it's got these lovely little heart/kidney shaped leaves. It doesn't like wet conditions. It's not as tough as the summer flowering, late summer flowering, autumn flowering Heteropodium. But it will over time slowly naturalise. Looks great underneath things like the witch hazel we were talking about. It's ant pollinated, although there's not many ants around this time of year. These flower in winter. Then you can get Cyclamen repandrum, which will flower in sort of May, June time, and then you can get Heteropodium, which will flower in August, September, October, sometimes even into November time. So a real versatile plant and great as an underplanting for other shrubs, especially deciduous shrubs. And here we have number 4. This is Daphne, Jaqueline Potsii, or Potsii. Any of the Daphne Bullerias are good, and usually Daphnes are pretty slow growing, quite finicky. All of them hate being on really wet ground, and if they're wet in the winter, they might often die. But this one is really strong growing. It still won't like it wet, but this plant's only been in 2 or 3 years. It's got magnificent scent. When you get a big plant of this on a warm day when the sun's hitting it, you can smell it for 10 to 15 foot away. It will get sort of max size, twice the size of this, and maybe so wide and it will flower from early January through to March, and it is a great plant. And if you're very lucky, you'll get suckers, maybe even seedlings that you can dig up and move about the garden. I have tried cuttings, it's very difficult from cuttings. Yeah, great plant, and there are other varieties like Peter Smithers, which is more pink, and other ones that are more white. A real top plant, but just make sure you put it in a free draining spot. The last one on the list is Cornus Midwinter Fire, and it is a beautiful Cornus, and it really does light up the garden. And what I do like about this one is that you've got 3 or 4 different colours on one stem. So it starts off yellow at the base, goes to like a corally colour, and by the top it's almost like a reddy orange colour. Now if it's in a full sun spot, it will be much brighter orangey colour, rather like a suntan. It goes darker. And there are lots of different cornuses. You can see over here we've got Cornus Siberica alba, and I forget that one, I think it's Cornus Flavus, but I'll put a name in it. You can see how quite easily you can create a lovely winter effect. This one actually has quite nice foliage in the summer, very pale, sort of limey leaves with white flowers, and unlike some of the other cornuses, it's much slower growing, so you don't need to prune it back as much, and it's not going to take over. So that brings us to the end of our top 5 winter warmers for the garden. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Ciao, ciao for now.